Welcome to 513 of the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I'm Sean.
I'm Ian, and this is the only podcast that says...
We mustn't dwell. No, not today. Not on Rex Manning Day. It is Rex Manning Day as we record this.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It is.
One of the finest, non-nerd movies I've ever watched. And probably the close... I mean, it's weird to say because it's completely, unrealistic, but at the same time completely realistic on, what it was like being a young person at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Empire Records could never exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someplace that map, but, the behavior of people at that time. I don't know, it's a hard thing to explain, but, it's, one of those touchstones for me.
Well, it also dealt with, too, the buyout of the mom and pop record stores.
Right.
By FYE and all these other big companies.
Right.
And that was happening at the time.
Yeah.
As I remember.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, it's one of those oddball movies that it's when you think of us as Gen X, it's it's Clerks, it's the one about doesn't have Pearl Jam in it. I can't think of the Pearl. Singles.
Yeah.
Singles. It's stuff like that. But I throw Empire Records in there because it feels very, very Gen X. You know.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
It is. It's a great movie.
Yeah, good soundtrack.
Amazing. One of the best soundtracks ever.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's wow.
It was a great soundtrack.
Crushing soundtrack.
Complete with gore.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because it was a record store.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Great movie. I love that movie.
Yeah. It is a fine movie.
Yeah. So how are you, sir?
I'm good.
Yeah.
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 Sick. So
yeah.
Apologize now for the coughing.
Okay.
I mean, I was sick on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Through today. So.
Yeah.
Not contagious anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ellie and I got it. So.
That sucks.
Yep. I went to the Pens game last Sunday.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
It was Latang's
1000th game.
Yep. So that was fun. Great seats.
Cool.
Yeah, great seats. The girls got it for me for my birthday. And I took the little one. So
yeah.
Yeah, they were great seats. It was row P from the ice. So
yeah.
Those are good seats.
Yeah, 15, 16 rows back.
Yeah. 170.
Close enough that you can...
117.
Close enough that you can see everything, but high enough that you can see everything.
Correct.
Yeah.
They're perfect seats.
Yeah.
The only thing is we only shot on that goal once.
Yeah, it's that end. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. Definitely cool.
Yeah.
It's definitely cool to see Latang and, the whole ceremony and the warm-ups and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, that'd been exciting.
Yeah. So
I've never been to something like that.
And something they didn't show on TV is Talbot came on, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Maxine came on. Yeah, it was cool.
Old Max, the superstar. Yeah. Oh. And one of the greatest moments in Penguin history. Right there. Max just shushing the crowd in Philly.
Unreal, dude.
Yeah.
It was.
It was. I mean, you're right. That fight.
Huh?
That fight turns that entire series around.
It was crazy, right?
And him getting escorted off the ice and him just shushing the Philly crowd. They came roaring back.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so... And I did get a new hat at the game.
Nice.
Just don't know where it's at. I always lose my hats. But I'll find it because I want to show it to you.
Yeah.
It's nice. All black. Penguin logos in white silver.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
It's sharp.
Yeah.
But the rest of it's black. There's no other. Yeah. So, yeah, it's nice, huh?
Sounds nice.
So I went into the, so I went to a game, and when we went to, I don't remember what we went to, whether it was the Pumpkins or Rage. It was one of them.
Yeah.
And I am knocking Lisa a little bit here, but we parked like,
Yeah. Shady area.
it wasn't just shady. It was like a $15 lot.
Yeah.
And if you've ever been down in Pittsburgh, you know that the $15 lots are way off.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
they're not at the bridge, but I mean,
The further away you get from the arena or the stadium, the cheaper parking becomes.
correct.
So if you're paying $15, you're probably looking at like a half a mile hike or something.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm like,
you're leaving breadcrumbs.
oh,
Using GPS to find your car after the
fighting
show.
through the winos.
Yeah.
So, so when Ellie and I went down, I'm like, I am not parking.
Yeah.
I'm not parking in a $15 lot.
Right.
I'm old. I don't want to drive that far. I don't want to walk that far.
Yeah.
And so, originally the plan was I was going down, I was like, I'll just park in a $20 lot.
Right.
The closest $20 lot I can get to, or a 25.
Right.
And before I knew it, I procrastinated too much.
You end up doing a $60 lot.
No, 30.
30.
But it's the lot with the light.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, I was paying 30. I'm going to park right here. It's literally next to the freaking...
Yeah.
There's not much of a walk.
No, you're like next to
It's not even a block.
Yeah.
And plus I have the light. That's the key.
Yeah, that's the real key there. Yeah.
It is. If you don't park... There's a couple lots on the other side of the street that you could park up, and they open their back gate.
Yeah.
There's only a couple of them.
Right.
And if they open that back gate, you can take the alley left out, and then a right, and then a left, and you're on track. But a lot of the lots are sealed.
Right.
Like you can't get out the back of it. And I was looking for that lot, and I couldn't find. For some reason, I just couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And I ended up down by the lot with the light, and I'm like, I'll just take the light lot.
Yeah.
Because you get the light, you go through, bang,
You're on 2nd Avenue.
you're done. You're out of there.
You're on your way.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, the game was good. Yeah, that's about it. Went to the game. It was the highlight of the week. It's my first Penguin game this year.
Wow.
That's crazy, right?
That is crazy. You usually it's like 2 or 3 a year.
At least.
Yeah.
But this was the only game I've gone to this year.
Yeah.
I'm glad it was this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
I'm due a new hat myself. I need a new hat.
Yeah, I needed one bad. I have an old Penguins hat, you know?
Yeah.
It just doesn't fit right.
Yeah.
Then I have a Steelers hat that I was wearing. It's wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just can't find a good fit on it. And this seemed like a good one, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just doing a new hat. Like I'm thinking about it. I'm like, man, do I want a Penguin hat or a Steeler hat, or do I want to get a Pitt hat?
Yeah.
Like a nice new Pitt hat with the bright colors and everything. The script Pitt, looking smooth.
It's on the end, dude.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I'm definitely due a new hat.
Now, do you buy adjustable hats or do you buy a fitted cap?
I actually prefer the stretch fit.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, depending upon, like, my hair length, which is weird to say, but, well, the top of my head is thin and going away. The sides of the side and the back is still very, very, very thick.
Mm.
And so when I let my hair grow out, like, my head gets bigger.
Mm.
You know, like, and I'm lazy and I'll get a haircut for 6 months. So, like, around 3-4 months, like, my hat, like, if I buy a fitted hat, it doesn't fit right anymore.
Right.
And I've never been a fan of the adjustable cap. but like, I do like a stretch fit because it looks like it doesn't have like the band or anything in the back or the opening. You know, so it looks like a fitted cap, but it has that stretch capacity to it.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's cool.
Yeah.
You're nothing like a good hat.
Yeah, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
And I will spend money on a hat.
Yeah.
If it fits right and it's good.
Yeah.
Another thing they had on inside the arena, which was like, I was just too late. I wasn't too late. It was just, I couldn't believe how many people were in this freaking goddamn store.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I was just mind blown.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't even walk.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is everything that was Latang was 58% off.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool, actually.
Right.
If you could find anything. And I even looked at jerseys, but...
Yeah.
But then I thought maybe the kid. And they had that, that other jersey they have, the white with the...
White with Pittsburgh, the reverse retro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had those on sale for $268 at 58% off. And then some lady said, I was like, wow, 58% off. That's a pretty good deal for the jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that's a really good buy.
Yeah.
And the lady was like, she came up to me and I already had a bag. And she's like, they're even cheaper than that. When they ring them up, they come up to be like $71. I'm like, get the fuck out of
here. Yeah.
Where's the manager?
Yeah.
Give me a 72, please.
Yeah.
A little size.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what size jersey I wear, but it's not in the 40s for sure.
You're right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
the
50s or higher. But everything I saw there was like very small.
Yeah.
So. But still, I bought Brie a patch, Latang patch.
Yeah.
This is a really nice patch.
Yeah.
And ended up being like $6.
That's not bad.
Because it was 50% off.
Yeah.
And I was looking for a Latang puck, but they didn't have any left.
Yeah.
But that's a nice store in there.
Yeah, like their merchandise store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad. So anyway.
When they won that first Stanley Cup, I went... They're still in the Civic Arena, which, by the way, the last regular season game played in the Civic Arena was 10 years ago today. But, so I went down to the arena to get, because nobody had hats and shirts. Everybody was sold out. But I went down to the arena thinking, like, they'll be getting them in. And the woman was like, we're out right now, but, you can wait. I'm like, well, I'm going to wait. And in comes rolling in Gino.
No shit.
No shit. Now, the problem, he's in the store, and I'm out on the concourse. So I couldn't, of course, he gets, just people go rushing in. So I'm like, I just stood back and watched. But it was like him and one of the other Russian guys. I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was Gonchar.
Yeah, probably Gonchar.
Right, Gonchar. Like, comes rolling in his fucking Ferrari, top down, walks in. I'm like, this is the baddest motherfucking thing I've ever seen. Last night, you just won a Stanley fucking Cup, and here you are. you know?
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah. Like, I was nowhere near him. I wasn't even in the same room as him. But it was like, he was like right there. You know what I mean? I was just like, oh, that's so fucking cool.
You would think, after being here so long, that his English would improve. Was he, like, in the fucking closet of Russia?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, was he, like, in a cave? Russian cave? Is that where he was born?
I think it's at a point where it's like, it's just a joke. You know what I mean? Like I shoot puck, I score.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, good for you, Gino.
I just think it's funny.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Yager ever improved his English either.
No.
No, I think like, Yager was like, even like when there was that whole, it wasn't even a controversy. It was like this, he banged some model, and she took pictures of him, like laying in bed with him, and she like threatened. She's like, well, you know, you need to give me some money or else I'll release these photos. Like, fuck it, go ahead and release the photos. And she did. And everyone's like, yeah, that's typical Yager. You know, like, good for him.
Go Yags.
He's like 50, still banging models.
Yeah.
You know? So.
I don't care.
Yeah. Like that buddy of mine, way back when Yager still played in Pittsburgh, and Rod Woodson still had a restaurant here.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how long ago this was. He's like, yeah, I go to the bathroom, I come back, my girl's dancing with that jigger jagger. Like, fuck that guy, that jigger jagger. It's like I said, jigger jagger, you know, the hockey player. Like, Jaromir Yager? Yeah, jigger jagger.
Nice. Yager.
Yeah.
He had a wicked shot too.
Oh, that was. I mean, he was so fucking good. I mean, it's a shame. Like, it's a shame that his career is like. I should say, because I mean, he's like considered one of the greatest hockey players ever. Still fucking playing. He's like 50, 51 or something like that. But it's like one of those deals where it's just like you wish he had stayed. Just even in the NHL.
Yeah.
Like so many years in Russia, and I don't blame him. You know, there was money to be made. Mm-hmm. But I mean, just all those years in Pittsburgh, he was just a sniper.
He was, dude. He had a good shot.
I loved watching him play. I mean, and he wasn't even on Lemieux's line. That was Ronnie Francis was his center.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
yeah.
Talk about a guy who's like, you know, yeah, I'll just clear the road, and you know, like because Ron Francis could have been like, you know, nah, I ain't fighting with this motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, he's Ron Francis. No, he was like, this is perfect. I'll do what I do. I'm a hard worker. I'll just get in there. I'll grind it out, and this guy can get all the glory. I'll take the assist.
Yeah.
You know, perfect.
Who does Lemieux remind? Lemieux, right? I'm talking Lemieux now.
Right.
Does he remind you of Sid, or does he remind you of Malkin?
Oh, honestly, neither.
No?
No. I mean,
I think he slaps like Malkin.
He probably does. Like if you like, but like there was so much of his game was just he was bigger than you. Like if you want to compare him to anybody, you'd like almost compare him to Ben. Like in that like once he had the puck, like you couldn't stop him. Like guys were hanging off of him trying to stop him. Yeah. You know, like. It was like he was just unstoppable once he got in motion.
Yeah. People
got out of his way.
Yeah.
Because he was so big.
He was big, dude.
I mean, he is. He's I've seen him in person. He's a very big man still. Like, yeah, you're like, oh, shit, like you still like you go out there and score 50. You know, I know. You probably could.
I know.
You know, but for being a big guy, he wasn't lumbering. He was very agile, you know. So he had decent speed. He was so fucking strong, and he had, you know, he was so agile on his skates, and you combine that with just again like a sniper like shot.
Yeah,
like he could just put that puck wherever the fuck he wanted to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can't. Like Sid is all skill. You know, Sid is skill and tenacity.
Yeah.
You know, Gino is like skill and like that Russian work ethic.
Yeah.
You know, like neither of them have like that aspect of Lemieux's game of like pure power.
Yeah, yeah.
Of as far as like just carrying people on top of you as you're taking that shot from the crease. You know, I mean, that shit just doesn't exist. Like, and I don't think there's anybody. Maybe like fucking like Patrick Kane, maybe the closest to like Lemieux because he was a big guy who had that skill and agility like Lemieux did,
right?
But not quite as good.
We were very lucky to watch Lemieux play hockey.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like watching Jordan. I mean,
like in all honesty, like if you look at Mario Lemieux's career, like like, and I'm not even being a homer about this, but there's not a doubt in my mind if he didn't have the health problems he had, that you would honestly it'd be like Wayne Who.
Yeah. He was that good.
He was that good.
Well, he's a god here.
Yeah, he is. I mean, here he's an absolute god. But like, it's just he was just that good that those records would have fallen because he was just I mean, like I think don't quote me on this because I'm probably wrong, but I feel like if you look at it point per game, he's better than Gretzky. Like, it's just he didn't play as many games.
Yeah.
And part of like Gretzky's career is that he wasn't injury prone.
Right.
Well,
Lemieux had cancer.
Yeah, I mean, but he also had the back problems for a long time. Before the cancer, like he missed a number of games because of that back.
Yeah.
I mean, the year he got cancer was like the year like miraculously like he was the leader in points scored. He gets cancer. He misses like 2 months, loses that lead, comes back, and wins the scoring title.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. It's like unbelievable. Like the fact that it took somebody 2 months to catch him.
Has anybody done the what is it, goals?
5 different ways?
Yeah.
Only Mario.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was it? Penalty shot?
Yeah. What? So, full strength, short-handed, power play, penalty shot. I'm trying to remember what the 5th one was. Was it just considered a breakaway? I can't remember. And I think that was in the last one. It was the one he scored on his ass.
Yeah.
Like that's ridiculous.
He's ridiculous.
Yeah, he is. I saw so much. The greatest moment, like to me, and my dad pointed this out to me at the time, and I have to agree. It's probably his greatest moment. That first Stanley Cup run, Game 6 against Minnesota.
Yeah.
The game is sealed away. And Mario's breaking down the ice. And it's clear. I mean, the goalie's already shook. I think the second goaltender was in. This is just icing on the cake. And Lemieux passed it back to Jimmy Pack.
Nice.
And Jimmy Pack scores the goal.
Yeah.
And it was like almost like Mario was like, I've got plenty of these here. You take this one, kid.
Well, he did have a lot of assists.
He did have a lot of assists, but that was like one of those times like any other player probably would have just gone on to like cement like here's another breakaway goal for Mario in the Stanley Cup Finals. What an amazing player. And instead he's like, yeah, I got plenty here. You take it.
Yeah.
Like this like third string defenseman.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy Pack ended up being all right.
Yeah, he was okay. Don't get me wrong, but I mean
88. Yeah, it was an empty net.
Empty net. That's it. Yeah.
Even strength, power play, shorthanded, penalty shot, and
empty net. I'm sure there were plenty of people who were yelling at their phones.
No, I almost said it, but I was like, I don't know, does that count? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's just fun watching Mario play. But I like the game now. I like watching the game now just as much as I liked it back then.
There was a hard time period.
And I fucking hated Hextall. And I'm beginning to hate him even more. But, I mean, I didn't like Hextall back then.
Right. Because he was a flyer.
Oh, he was a dick. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times you can see Hextall slashing shins in front of the net.
Yeah.
I mean, not just slashing. I'm talking like breaking lumber on people's shins and knees.
Yeah.
And he'd come out and try to fight with his big afro. And it wasn't an afro, but it looked like an afro. His hair was like real big. And I just couldn't stand him.
When he swiped it, I can't remember what it was like. The last game of the series against the Oilers. I can't remember what year it was. I want to say 85.
Mm-hmm.
And like, they're clearly getting their asses kicked. This is, and he like swiped his stick at somebody's head.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember who it was. But it was like, one of the bigger players for the Oilers at the time. I want to say it was fucking what's his name? Messier, yeah. I want to say it was Messier, but I can't remember. And of course that causes a fucking,
Yeah.
McSorley came off the bench, I think.
I can't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. I just don't have. I can't even believe Lemieux let him in the building.
Well, yeah. I mean, I get that. Like, it would almost be the equivalent of like the Steelers hiring Ozzie Newsome to be their general manager.
Yeah.
Like, he was a Raven. I would never, The Pittsburgh Steelers like to introduce a new general manager, Ray Lewis.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'm like... But that's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
I just can't even believe Hextall's... Like, I'm surprised that I can't believe the police don't pull him over when he pulls into the city.
The closest thing I could ever say, and I couldn't believe... Like, at the time, I even said it to somebody, and they're like, I agree with you. Like, an old-timer. When the Steelers won the Super Bowl 43, I went to the parade. And we're standing down there, and they're introducing like everybody, starting with the coaching staff. And it's like, and here's quarterbacks coach Ken Anderson. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm clapping for Ken Anderson. Ken Anderson was the Bengals quarterback for a million years.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, thanks, Ken. I guess you got your ring.
Yeah. Collinsworth did that.
Yeah, exactly. Go fuck Chris Collinsworth.
Oh, I hate him. I mean, I hate Hextall probably as much as I hate Collinsworth. I hate Collinsworth. I can't. I can't even listen to his voice. Like, it's so hard to watch a game that he calls.
What's amazing is
it is unbelievable how one-sided the man is.
I can watch any other game that Chris Collinsworth calls except for a Steeler game. Because you can still hear it in his voice how much he hates the Steelers.
Yeah, he just absolutely hates the Steelers.
Like he does. Like it pains him.
He's like fucking Debbie Downer every time he watches the Steelers.
It pains him to pay the Steelers a compliment.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you could just tell. And, like, that's why I get it. Like, this is your job. This is what you're supposed to do. But and I'm sure it's hard to be impartial in those situations. But man, it's just like, man, can you just like recuse yourself for this week?
Yeah.
Because I enjoy him in almost any other game.
Yeah.
Like he's very insightful. He stayed on top of the game after all these years. He watches a ton of film.
Yeah.
Like I've seen like his preparation for games and stuff, and he watches a ton of film. He knows what he's talking about. He breaks it down, but it's just like, I mean, don't get me wrong. As much as I love Patrick Mahomes, like Chris Collinsworth sucks Patrick Mahomes' dick. Like he is like even like there was that. Well, I think it was the Chiefs the Steelers Raiders game, and like Pickett hit that pass that was like phenomenal to win the game.
Yeah. And
like even at that moment, like Chris Collins was like, well, if this was Patrick Mahomes, we'd be talking about what an amazing pass it is. Like, no, only you would, because you're just like it was the same thing with John Madden and Brett Favre. Like John Madden could not get enough of Brett Favre. Like he was just like, that Brett Favre. Like, he wouldn't even call it a Brett Favre game and he'd bring up Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Like, so like guys like that, like they always end up having their favorites, and like when they have their favorite, like it's like they're just slobbering on their knob.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude. It's like it's a little rough when I hear him call a Chiefs game because he's just like
too much.
Yeah, you're just like, you're just like, oh, dude, like, You need to settle down.
Yeah. when he calls Steelers games, man, it's
it's
come on, bro.
Oh, I know.
It's painful just to even watch a game.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, it's just so one-sided.
Yeah.
Like, he'll throw a good comment and, like, 6 to the other team.
Yeah.
One good comment, 10 to the other team.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think the Steelers have it in them today.
Yeah.
Something's wrong here. Something's happening.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. I can't stand him. I do like Tony Romo, though.
Yeah. I like Tony Romo.
I do. I like him better than Aikman. I do.
I don't mind Aikman.
I didn't say I minded him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if I'm going to put my guys up there, I like listening to Romo.
Yeah.
I find him very interesting to listen to.
He's taken a very everyman approach to it.
Yeah.
Like, Aikman gets a little too technical,
Yeah.
which I like.
Yeah.
But, like, Romo's, like, he's taking a very Madden-esque approach of, like, I'm just one of you, and this is how I watch the game.
Exactly. And I like that.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's made him millions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's probably making more now than he... Well, I don't know about that one.
No, he might. I mean, the way they're throwing around money now with these announcers, he might be making more than he made as a
really?
player. Oh, yeah. I mean, they're talking, like... For McVay, Amazon was throwing around ridiculous money. And like they were talking about, they wanted to get McVay, Sean McVay, like stop being the head coach of the Rams, and come in the announce booth. They like offer him like $40 million a year or some shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, something just ridiculous number, and you're just like, oh my god, how did you not take that?
Yeah.
I mean that's when you're Jeff Bezos, you
have that kind of money.
Yeah, that's pissing around money for Jeff Bezos.
Steelers have been making some moves.
They have.
Building that picket fence.
Yeah. Both sides of the ball.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's impressive.
Looks like someone's serious. Like every day I'm seeing something.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. We got what tackle? You know what I mean? Like, it's like...
I don't think I've ever seen them be this...
Very aggressive with
in free
agency.
Yeah.
Ever.
No. But I feel like they have to have that feeling of like, we've got everything else. We need to shore up this offensive line. Because, I mean, let's face facts. It's been a weak point.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why Ben had a 1.2 second release in his last year. Like
2 years.
Last 2 years, yeah. I mean, he knew he was old and brittle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I mean, it's the same with Kenny. Like, you can't stand back there with the ball too long. You got to either that or you're running.
Yeah.
So I mean, but I feel like they're like, okay, we've got to, we've made a first round investment in our quarterback.
Right.
Now we got to secure him.
Yeah. Oh, they're making some big moves.
Yeah. Now, you hope it works. Like, you hope that offensive line comes together and it's as good as you think it's going to be.
For what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, I agree.
The pieces are there to have a really good offensive line.
I agree.
From what I've been reading.
Yeah.
Crazy town.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go for Porter.
Oh, I hope so.
I dude.
You put him on the other side of Patrick Peterson. Oh.
I don't see how they can't be. With the moves that they're making now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they're going to trade their second pick to move up.
I mean,
I think they are. I think they're going to try to get like between 7 and 10.
I mean, if you go up there and you get a Joey Porter Jr.,
I think that's what they're going for. I'll be shocked if they pick somebody else, but
yeah,
I think they're making moves. They're making moves now to where they don't have to do it in the draft.
Yeah,
in a sense,
right. But at the same time, like Patrick Peterson's a 2-year stopgap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go get but you get Joey Porter Jr. on the other side of him and let him learn from Patrick Peterson.
Yeah.
Like a stud defensive. I'm not saying Patrick Peterson's in the prime of his career. He's on the tail end of it, but he's still better than Cam Sutton and anybody else you've got in that defensive backfield.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like flat out.
Yeah.
So now you've got Patrick Peterson, you've got Joey Porter Jr., you got Micah.
Yeah.
You know, that secondary is lethal all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, like you've gone from being like
Well, you get that secondary
pedestrian.
shape, and then here comes Highsmith. Here comes
Yeah.
Here comes your linebackers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to turn this defense like it might flip it on its head.
Like all of a sudden, like that defense becomes like that Super Bowl 43 defense.
Oh, that defense was
Killer. Yeah. I mean, that's a legendary defense. If you look at them statistically, you look at everything that they did, you look at the players that were on that team, that defense is legendary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sick.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I mean, Kiesel, Aaron Smith, the big boy in the middle, Hampton.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're talking Harrison, Woodley, Farrier.
I forgot about Fair.
Ike.
Yeah, Ike.
Polamalu, Ryan Clark. I can't remember the other cornerback's name, man. Like he had the interception against the Cowboys in Heinz Field he took back for the touchdown to win the game. Like, I mean, that defense is just like stone cold killers.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, every single one of them.
It just buzzed when they were on the field.
Yeah.
So weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Looking back in the football that I've watched of the Steelers,
Yeah.
when they come on the field, like, you got to a point where you expected big plays.
Yeah.
Like, I never had that feeling with this defense.
No.
Not this defense, but for the since that defense.
Yeah.
I have never had that feeling. I've never had that feeling of, you know, this is impressive. I mean, like, you're waiting. You expect the big play.
Like, I'm sure people are like, oh, well, they were cheap shot artists and stuff like that. Well, no, they played well within the rules of the time. The rules have since changed because of that defense, because of the Ravens defense. You know?
Yeah.
Like, the funny thing is, like, I look at the Ravens at that same time period, and their defense was just as sick.
Yeah.
And just as aggressive and just as punishing. And I never look at them and say, well, they were cheap shot artists. They were dirty. I never say that about them. Because I look at them in the same vein I look at the Steelers defense at that time. They were just nasty. And they were going to punish you for your insolence.
Yeah, they were.
You know what I mean? Like how dare you try to run the ball on us? How dare you throw the ball across the middle? How dare you even attempt? Like they were just going to punish you.
How many hits have you seen just from Troy alone?
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, just, it was brutality.
It was.
Like, it was honest to God brutality.
And then, I tell people too, I was like, well, that's why his body failed him eventually.
Yeah.
It was because of those years of just brutalizing people on the field.
Yeah. But all of them.
Yeah.
Like, every single, like, Harrison, Woodley, Farrier, Ryan Clark was a killer.
Oh, he was. Especially them sideline tackles.
Oh, yeah.
Just blew them
Just
up.
laying people out.
Like,
yeah.
there would have been 10 flags today.
Yeah.
For what Ryan Clark was doing.
Like, they showed a hit. Like, somebody was, like, put it on Twitter, like, this hit. I can't remember who it was. Like, Ryan Clark just laid this guy out.
Yeah.
And Ryan Clark even, like, he wrote, yeah, today, every flag would be on the field with that hit. Like, it was just like,
Well, that's the thing too. It's so funny to watch these, including the Steelers.
Yeah.
It's so funny to watch these running backs now.
Yeah.
And they're doing this hurdling shit.
Yeah.
You would have never done that on Polamalu.
No. You would have been punished for your insolence.
Decimated. As soon as your feet left, he would have killed you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He would have. I've seen him do it on the field.
Yeah.
As soon as you leave the feet, man, it's on.
Yeah.
I've seen people leave. I swear I've seen people try to hurdle and get hit mid-hurdle.
Oh, yeah.
Like from on the side.
Yeah.
Not just from like straight on.
Yeah.
You know?
Somebody like just you look at the guy in front of you, you think I'm gonna hurdle this guy, and somebody comes on the side and just completely wipes you out.
Yeah, and it's funny too, like you talk about hands. Polamalu's hands were golden.
They were.
And like I don't know why some of these guys can't catch. You're not gonna catch like Polamalu. I get it.
Right.
But the balls that they miss,
look,
that was a slam dunk for Polamalu.
Facts are facts. Ike Taylor would be a Hall of Fame cornerback if he had more interceptions. Ike Taylor can't catch a cold. Ike Taylor freely admits this.
Yeah.
But that's why he played defensive back. If you rated him strictly on shutting down the other team's receiver, Ike Taylor's a Hall of Fame corner.
Yeah.
But because he doesn't have the stats to back that up, like interceptions, he doesn't have the flashy stats.
Yeah.
Then he kind of gets ignored. But there were weeks he shut down Calvin Johnson. He shut down Chad Ochocinco. You put him against Terrell Davis. He shut down the other team's best receiver week in and week. He was a flat out shutdown corner.
Yeah.
He shut you out all game long. And it's just because he didn't have picks. I want to bet he probably had no more than 10 interceptions in an entire career.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my over-under, 10 interceptions.
Uh-huh.
I'd be shocked if he had more than that. But he had no hands. None.
Yeah.
Hands of stone.
Troy's hands were just so goddamn good.
Oh. He is probably the best athlete I've ever seen on the field.
You think?
Yeah. I'm talking I've seen Michael Vick in person.
Yeah.
I prime time Michael Vick.
Yeah.
And Troy was he was an athlete of a caliber. I can't even count. He doesn't compute in my head how good he was. No safety.
He was smart too.
Right. You talk about Ed Reed. And Ed Reed played back, he played safety. Troy Polamalu played safety from the line of scrimmage.
That's sick.
He was so amazing that he could be at the line of scrimmage and get back in too deep coverage.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's unheard of. No safety does that. As good as Micah Fitzpatrick is, he can't do that.
Mm-mm.
But
Mike is good.
And he's amazing. But no, you talk about the other safeties of that era. None of them played like Troy.
Right.
You can tell me Ed Reed's a better safety, and I can't argue that. But Troy's the best athlete I've ever seen on the field. Period.
That's right. Especially from that sideline to sideline.
Yeah.
He was disgusting. He was. I've never seen someone be
He just made ridiculous play after ridiculous play.
Yeah. I always love those timing off the snap.
Oh yeah.
Plays.
Just watch him fly through the air before, just as the snap is hitting the quarterback's hand.
How do you time that?
I have no idea.
That's sick.
Yeah.
It's so funny because it stunned the officials every time he did it.
Yeah.
They didn't know if they had to make a call or not.
Yeah.
Because it was that fucking fast and perfect.
Yeah.
To the timing. God, he was amazing. All he wanted to do was score.
Yeah.
If he caught that ball, I was like, I'm fucking scoring.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all. Block.
I mean, he ran over Carson Palmer. Carson Palmer was his roommate in college.
Yeah, but on that field, he became
Yeah.
he was like a fucking bear.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, he just bowled right through him.
Right.
Carson Palmer, like, afterwards, like, I thought we were friends. Boy, was I wrong.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. He's just, I don't know. He's just an amazing person.
Yeah.
Truly.
Truly.
And, like, you talk to this guy. Not talk to him, but you see him in interviews. Like,
Oh, yeah. Like, you know.
most docile creature you have ever seen in your entire life.
I just want to thank God for giving me the power and my wife, who I love, and my family for being there for me. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's Troy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Not that I expected this steroid-filled meathead,
No.
but
yeah, I mean, like, he's just like this.
or even like Watt.
Yeah.
I expected him to be more like Watt. Do you know what I mean? Or somewhere up there, Kevin Green,
Yeah.
or you know, Porter.
Yeah.
You know, in that realm.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, he's like a monk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's like truly like a monk. He's
Yeah.
just like so soft spoken and very humble and loves everybody.
Like, my all-time
son.
favorite, Pat McAfee tells a story, and I'm not going to do it any justice, but I'm going to... In Pittsburgh, the Colts were playing the Steelers, and they had a fake field goal in the game plan. And it was a guaranteed touchdown. It was going to... because the way they lined up, there was a hole, and he was just going to take the snap and run, and it was a guaranteed touchdown. There was nobody there. And so they come out of the field, they're calling the fake field goal, and he gets down. I mean, he's like, this is such a guarantee. We didn't even have an audible to get out of it. And he looks over, and Polamalu's in the gap he's supposed to be running through. Polamalu never lines up in this gap, ever. And he's like, I stood up, and I yelled, "We are kicking the ball. We are kicking the ball." We get down, and Vinatieri kicks the ball, and they get the field goal, and they go off. It was going into halftime, and he's like, the coach walks up to me. He's like, "Hey, what'd you see?" I was like, "What I see? I saw fucking Polamalu."
Yeah.
You know. And he's like I've always held it against Troy Polamalu. He ruined my dream. My dream is to score a touchdown in Heinz Field in front of my family, and all of Plum Borough was at the game. I just wanted to score a touchdown against the Steelers in my hometown, and Troy Polamalu ruined my dream. So when Troy was going to the Hall of Fame, somebody asked him about that. He's like, "Oh yeah, I remember that play. I just decided we needed to put a look on film that we had me coming from the other side, and so since I figured they were just going to kick the field goal anyway, I just might as well just go over here." I just wanted to put it on film and I could play either side.
Nice.
Pat was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" God told him to be over there.
Right. Yeah, he's great.
Oh yeah.
It's exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Like I said, you just waited for that next big play.
Oh yeah.
And he was full of them.
He was.
I mean, you can that's a person you can count on in almost every game to make some kind of play.
Oh yeah.
Whether it be a defended pass or an interception or
Yeah.
a crazy tackle, something. He was
agree.
doing something.
I agree.
And that's what we need. We need that X factor.
Yeah.
Anyway, off.
Yeah, let's get off football. Let's get to the nitty gritty. First off, quickly, excuse me. We both watched Picard.
Oh,
This third and final season has been so fucking good, and that episode was fucking amazing.
yeah.
Like every episode has been so fucking good. I can't believe it.
I can't either.
Like, I don't want it to end, but I want it to end.
I know, but I mean, like, I can watch 10 years of this shit.
Yeah. Like this.
Like this? I can watch this forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Like, I'm honestly hoping Paramount does a Titan show with Shaw and Seven of Nine.
Yeah.
And LaForge's girl. And like,
yeah.
Like, I'm all in. Like, I want a show about that ship.
Yeah.
And that crew.
Yeah. It's great.
Like, Shaw is a captain. Like, I'm all in on this guy.
Yeah.
I love him.
Oh, and they built that force field and fucking...
Oh, yeah.
The deck, the whole top of the deck there?
Yeah.
I was like... I didn't see that coming.
No.
Did you?
No, I did not.
I was like, I didn't even know that shit can happen.
And the whole thing with Data and Lore. Oh. Like, I thought for sure, like, I'm like, oh, this old chestnut.
What do you mean?
Like the whole thing, like, because, like, the whole thing with it, Data is always, like, you know, his desire to be human, and, like, when you go back to, when you watch The Next Generation, like, Lore was, you know, he was the more complete version of what Data was, but Data was dumbed down because Lore scared people. Well, Lore was evil. You know, like, there was all this stuff about, like, those two. And I'm just like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
You know, not more of this bullshit.
Yeah.
But, like, at the end of that, like, that whole sequence, I was like, that was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. Like, I mean, of course, I didn't see... Like, he was giving him all those gifts. Like the pipe and the cards. And, and finally the cat.
Oh, yeah. When Spot showed up, I actually rolled a tear. I did. I rolled a tear when Spot showed up. But, I mean, like... I was just like, oh, man, Spot.
And he was, like, kissing on him and everything like that. And I was like, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? And, like, he gave him Spot. And then all of a sudden, like... And then he starts disappearing. I was like, holy shit. And then, like, everything starts lighting back up again in his favor. And I was like, what's going on? And then he explains it. And I'm like, wow, that's really well written.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, really good stuff. You know? So... I was pretty impressed by that whole sequence. Yeah. I thought it was going to be hokiness.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought it was going to be typical Next Generation hokiness.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was really well done.
Yeah, I mean, like, and the emotion that you're getting from these characters is amazing. And I think they know this is their last
run,
right? And so you're getting, like, these crazy emotions from Geordi.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like... God, it's such a good actor. But, I mean...
Yeah. Like, that whole thing, like, I'm just glad to have my friend back.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, it was touching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just really, 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 really good.
Yeah.
And, like, Geordi's pretty much crying.
Yeah.
Because he's lost him again.
Yeah.
Like, you've taken my friend away again and again and again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, stop taking my friend away.
Yeah.
And,
even Picard. Like, Picard's had to watch him die twice.
Oh, I know.
You know, he was a third time. No, not this time.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's such good stuff. And I mean, like... And when Shaw's like, you know, Hanson, you want to take this? She's like, fuck yeah, I do.
Hell
Fire everything we've got.
I wanted it to be a little bit more than that, but I liked it.
Yeah.
It doesn't beat the fucking meteor that fucking Riker slammed into that ship. I wanted it to be better than that, and it wasn't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
But I get the whole,
yeah,
you take this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
I love when she said, you call me 7 of 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, there was a lot of good things in that episode.
There was.
But I think to date, nothing will beat that meteor coming into that ship.
Oh.
The old fucking catapult move.
Will, did you just throw a meteor at that ship? You're like, damn right I did.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's just, there's no hokiness. And that's the important thing. Like, there's not, it's not hokey that they're all in it.
Yeah.
And actually...
Like, it really could have been. It could have been very hokey.
And it's not at all.
No.
It's wrapping up their stories.
Yeah.
It's like, it's Picard. So, I mean, I'm probably on podcast mentioning this, like, I just don't want them all coming back in and ruining everything, and because I thought it was all going to be hokey. This is not hokey. This is is send off.
It's the Star Trek 6 send off that they deserve.
Yeah.
Like at the end of this, I better see all their names come up on the screen.
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
They deserve that. You know, and but it's just been done so well, and like even like the moments between Riker and Troy, like kind of like hashing it out. Well, like really, really well done.
Yeah.
You know.
And it was cool. The story was written very well too, because like, you tried to take that from me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You tried to take my pain away from me.
Right. And I didn't want you to do that. I wanted it because it was my last connection to Jack.
Right. I mean, that's just good writing.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, that's...
Right.
You know?
Like to have them both admit fault.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And now we're going to move on. You know, we both hate our fucking house.
Yeah, but it was good.
Right.
That's where the story needed to go.
Right.
And that's how they got through it.
Right.
You know? It's just whoever's writing this year, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Hats off, because
man, this is some good stuff.
This has been amazing.
And let's talk about the villain. Absolutely fucking amazing.
Oh yeah. She was so good.
Yeah. I mean, like, really good.
Yeah.
Like, con-worthy good.
Yes, I agree. Like, right there. And in a way, one of the things we always talk about is justified.
Yeah.
Like, what makes a great villain? Well, they're justified in their thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, they were tortured at the hands of the Federation.
Right.
You know, I mean, she took the form of her torturer.
Right.
As a reminder. You know, and like, I love that. And it's like this, like it was just a really well done, really, like, she wasn't a mustache twirling, you know, there was depth to her, and her story made sense. And like, even at the end, like when she even asked, like, don't you want to know what's behind the red door, Jack? Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh shit. You know,
yeah.
How do you, what do you know? What is going, like, that's the thing. Like, they've just done such a good job of building everything in this story. Mm-hmm. You know, and like, not a moment of it's been wasted.
Not at all.
Not a single moment has been wasted in this, in any episode.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, they're just all been fantastic.
Yeah.
I just absolutely love this show, and it's just the writing is so good.
Yeah.
That it just keeps you in the game. I mean, not that the special effects aren't and the acting's not and the people aren't. It's just the writing is really good. It's really good science fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's really good. It's not just really good stuff. It's really good Star Trek.
Yeah.
Like, Picard season 1 was very good, and we enjoyed it.
I did.
Picard season 2 was very bad. We hated it. But this is just, this is beyond anything. Like, this is, in all honesty, this is like First Contact good.
Yeah.
This is probably the best thing since First Contact.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's, to me, First Contact is one of the best Star Trek movies ever made.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan, Star Trek, First Contact. Like, that's the order.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then Star Trek Beyond. But, like, so I can't believe, like, how good this has been. I'm so excited. I want to see the story conclude, and I want to see how this wraps up. But there's also a part of me that's like, man, I never want this to end.
Yeah, I know.
Like, if it could be this good, why can't it be this good forever? I get it. Like, Patrick Stewart's like 90 or something. Like, I get that. You know, it's tough. But there are other aspects of it you can bring back. Like I said, like, if you do a Titan show, like, I'm all in on that. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, but you've given that character, the character of Captain Shaw is just so, like, he's gone from, like, being, like, this complete dick to, like, again, like, justified in being a dick.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get why he is. And even, like, when he's kind of like correcting Seven, he's like, well, this is, you have to pay the price for the consequence for your actions. You don't understand that. You think you just go off and do the things that you do, but there are consequences, and those consequences reflect on this ship and this crew.
Yeah.
And that's when she's like, well, when she stayed behind, she's like, I'm paying the consequences for my actions. Like, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
So like I think they have a great dynamic that would work really well on a show. Plus, I'm bummed out the Vulcan got killed, but like, the rest of that crew is like fun. Like,
that was a great moment too.
Oh yeah.
That death scene.
Yeah.
Was.
Yeah.
Really good. That whole conversation was good.
Yeah.
Leading up to that death.
Yeah. Oh. It's just a really well done show, and I know it's coming to an end, and it bums me out, but at the same time, I'm excited to see how
many
it ends.
episodes are left?
I think 2.
2?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just really good television.
Yeah.
And I'm actually happy because I don't think you can capture this in a movie.
No, you can't. Like, it's taken this long-term storytelling of 10 episodes.
Yeah. And there hasn't been a dull episode yet.
No, not a single one.
Not one.
Not one that you say, oh, that's a filler episode. Like, not a one.
The Worf moments.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You knew this was in him. Not that Zen stuff. I'm talking the warrior.
Yeah.
You knew.
Oh, yeah.
That this was in him.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing it come to life.
Right.
The badassery of Worf. Not the episode where he has a fucking zit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are seeing Worf for who he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Oh, and the little nuance, the little touches of the
oh yeah.
Are you the moments, even in the previous episodes with the Voyager theme song.
Yeah.
I can't even. It's so good. I wish my mom was alive to watch this.
Yeah. Like there's that moment where like Riker's like looking at Rafi, he's like, You're scary.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah.
Man, it's good. And I like how dark it is.
Yeah.
If you look at Picard, he has become a very dark soul. Period.
Yeah.
Because of who he is.
Yeah.
What he's seen. What he has become.
The consequences of his actions.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway.
On the entirely other side of that spectrum was this week's episode of The Mandalorian.
I can't. I was into this season.
Yeah.
And I sort of still am.
Yeah.
I'm not totally giving up, but it's like George Lucas possessed him for this episode or something.
Like the beginning of the episode was very good. The ending of the episode was fantastic. Mm-hmm. But that whole thing in the middle with Detective Mando.
Do you know what it reminded me of? No, seriously.
What?
Not the episode period, but just how it worked. It was like Thor, Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
It got to the Greek part.
Yeah.
So the whole 3/4 of this whole show of Mando was the Olympia part. And then it got good again.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It was that bad to me.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Like,
what a wasted effort.
Yeah. And what's rough is like you wasted Christopher Lloyd.
Completely.
You wasted Jack Black.
Completely.
And Liz is just not a good actress. Sorry. Like, she was awful.
Awful.
You know.
Awful. I didn't even know why she was in. I don't even understand.
I mean, I'm sure she's like a big Star Wars fan, and you know, her people talked to their people and got her a role. But I mean, like that whole goofiness, like I hate to criticize acting, but she just wasn't good.
This almost might, as far as TV goes, this might be the show that shall not be named.
It might. I mean,
it was so bad, especially when they were talking to the two of them.
Yeah,
it was like, it was pathetic.
Yeah,
sorry,
but like you get past that, and like the whole thing with like the Mandalorians.
Oh yeah,
was fantastic.
Yeah. Yep.
I was right there. I'm like, oh shit.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
You know, like that was like so fucking good.
Yep.
I mean, like, you know, and man, like, and it was like little things, like even like man, like coming up, like the story of like, you know, well, I lost to this thing and she beat that thing, so technically it's hers. Mm-hmm. So here's your Darksaber. Like it goes back to like when he was talking to the Moff. He's like, well, it's not the power, it's the story.
Right.
You know, like it's like Mando listens even to his enemies.
Right.
Like. I mean, part of like, you know, hey, yeah, like the Ugnaught thing, like you show like, oh yeah, he remembered that because he spent time with the Nick, you know, that the Ugnaught, and you know so he learned their ways. He was able to like, you know, talk to them like that. But like, even like he listened to like the Moff, and like, okay, well here's what I gotta do. Like we need this. We need you people to come with us. So here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
No, she didn't beat me, but the thing that beat me, she beat.
Right.
So it's hers. And they buy it.
Right.
You know. So I was like, fuck. I mean the fight was fantastic, and like at the end when she's like standing there and she ignites the Darksaber, I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You know when I tapped out? No, seriously.
Uh-huh.
When I tapped out, I was even okay with Jack Black at first. I was like, okay, maybe he's going to do this right.
Right.
And then I saw her. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I tapped out when freaking Grogu jumped at the thing.
Yeah.
I was like...
That's what I think. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. That's some Emmett Otter bullshit that you just pulled in The Mandalorian. I am done. Done.
Yeah.
That is the fucking frog swimming in the tank of the Nightmare Band. I am done. Absolutely done.
Oh, she just waves a little fish and he's just right there.
Done.
Yeah.
I just could not.
Yeah.
I was like, it was just that bad to me.
Yeah.
And then the icing on the cake were the Roger Rogers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that doesn't bother me.
Well, it does me.
Yeah, I know.
And so it was just like, it just kept getting worse.
Yeah.
And worse.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just...
Yeah, like, Mando CSI was not necessary.
No, stupid.
Like, the only good thing, though, was, like Christopher Lloyd's, like, going off on that rant at the end, and he's like, Count Dooku was struck down by Jedi and Force. I'm waiting for him to, like, you know, drop Anakin Skywalker's name, and he gets cut off. I'm like, fuck. You know.
He was good, though.
Yeah, I mean, he was Christopher Lloyd.
I can't get on.
I know, but it was just like, it was a shit roll for him.
It was.
You know. But, what are you going to do? Yeah. So, but there is a bunch of other Star Wars news we do need to get into.
Okay.
So first, let's discuss the Indiana Jones trailer real quick.
Yeah.
How excited were you?
Yeah, it just takes me. I'm a kid again.
It was very weird hearing the Rolling Stones and seeing Indiana Jones at the same time.
It was, but I like the mashup.
Right, I did too, and it makes sense. It's time period and everything, but it's just like odd. Like at first, I was like, "Oh, okay."
But if you listen to the words to the song, it completely makes sense.
Right. But like, it looks so
like
good.
completely makes sense.
It completely makes sense. Yeah.
Not just with him, but with what they're trying to find.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like overall, like give him hell, Indianna Jones. I'm like, oh, Sala.
Yeah.
Oh, looks so good.
He's looking old, dude.
He is.
He's looking like what they found in the mines of Moria.
Oh, Sala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Nobody push him down the well.
Yeah, John Rhys Davis is looking. He's looking his age. Bad.
Yeah. But hats off to him for doing it.
One more ride.
Yeah. Why isn't Marion in it?
I don't know.
The saving grace of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah, it's him and Marion.
And then you leave Marion out of it.
Yeah, but maybe,
something happened. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I watched that trailer. I watched it a few times, and like, I'm excited for it. Like, I don't know why I shouldn't be. It's like I don't want to see Old Man Indy, but part of me wants to see Old Man Indy.
Yeah, but I think they're doing it right.
I hope so.
I think that they're. This is what I think is going to happen. Now, I could be completely proven wrong. But, yes, you're going to have old man Indiana Jones doing these things. Like jumping out of a car.
Right.
Riding a horse. Which, that's believable.
Yeah.
But, they keep showing a couple of these flashback scenes.
Yeah.
And that CGI is money.
Yeah, that is. I'm not denying that.
I'm talking like,
yeah,
it's not like the weirdness you've seen in the past with CGI.
It's not Tron Legacy.
No, it's just not weirdness where you're like, that looks kind of shitty.
Yeah.
That's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and so they're doing these flashback scenes. I'm wondering if they're going to do more flashback scenes with more of the action spots. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'll tell you what, though. With this new trailer, it's all how they play the music and shit, right?
Yeah.
So you had this mashup going around, and you had the whips hitting on the beats.
Yeah.
I was like, God, I had fucking chills. I was like, dude, that's the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I could just watch that part of that trailer like 150 times.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Because it does. You're right. It has Nazis in it. It's like, it's what we know. It's what's familiar.
Right.
So, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fucking all in. I swear to God, if someone's fucking going through the fucking jungle on a vine, I'm gonna break through the screen like gremlins.
I don't think we're gonna get that.
And destroy it.
I don't think we're gonna see that. So that's exciting. But the other big trailer that was released this weekend was for Ahsoka.
Yeah, that looked pretty good. It's more for you than me because I don't know really the story of Ahsoka. So.
Well, I mean, that was the problem. Like, I will freely admit when I watched that trailer yesterday, like I was just like skeet, 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 skeet all over the place. Like it was just a mess. Like
You think she looks good, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, we've seen.
You've seen her.
Yeah, we've seen her twice. Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, and I'm very satisfied with how she's portraying the character. She's Ahsoka. There's no doubt about that. I mean, and there was some things like I knew Sabine was going to be in it. I knew Hera was going to be in it. Seeing Chopper the droid was interesting, but there were 4 words other than that trailer that were what actually made me damn near pass out from excitement.
Okay.
Heir to the Empire.
Okay.
The reason for that is When Star Wars initially started to make its comeback in book form, the first series of books was called the Thrawn Trilogy.
I remember the Thrawn Trilogy. Yep.
The first book is called Heir to the Empire.
Yeah.
Now, you're bringing back Thrawn. You've introduced 2 different Jedi with orange lightsabers. Not red. They were orange.
Okay.
Now, in the book, in that series of books, Thrawn ascends to power. He's not the Emperor, he's still Grand Admiral, but he is essentially the guy.
Yeah.
But what Thrawn knows is the Imperial Navy was at its best when Palpatine was actually leading it, because he was using the Force to make it more powerful. So one of the things he did was he went in search of and found an insane Jedi clone.
Okay.
And he used that clone as his Sith Lord.
Okay.
Okay? So my thinking is the old guy with the orange lightsaber is the insane Jedi clone.
Okay.
And what makes me believe this is everything we've been hearing, going all the way back to season 1, like the entire time, like in The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, the entire time, the real big bad has been Thrawn.
Right.
The cloning technology that he was researching. The reason they wanted Grogu. Like, all this stuff, all these pieces are coming together that are saying to me, this is what it's all building towards. Is they're going to actually do a modified version of these books.
You think?
I do.
As a movie?
Well, here's the news that you didn't hear.
Okay.
They announced 3 movies.
Get the fuck out of here.
3 movies. Let me pull this up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, like I said, 3 new movies that Lucasfilm has announced. Okay. The first one is going to be directed by James Mangold.
Okay.
The guy who directed Logan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He will direct a film covering the first Jedi to wield the Force 25,000 years before the film. So this is about the founding of the Jedi Order.
Okay.
Shermeen Obadiah Chinoy, I hope I pronounced that right, I'm sure somebody will correct me, will direct a feature film featuring Rey rebuilding the Jedi Order 15 years after the rise of Skywalker and defending it against those who wish to tear it down.
Wow.
That should be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The third movie, Dave Filoni will direct a series set in the Mandoverse, which links the current D Plus series altogether. So, The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka, all leading to this feature film, which is going to be the conclusion of the Thrawn trilogy, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like, it's clear, like, Thrawn is going all the way back to the first episode Ahsoka appeared in season 2. When she uttered those words, "Where is your master, Grand Admiral Thrawn?" And I damn near fell out of my couch then.
Right.
Because I was like, I can't believe she uttered those words.
Right.
Like, and don't get me wrong, Thrawn is the major baddie in the Rebels TV show.
Mm.
So, you throw that at me, you throw, like, what the X-Wing fighter pilot was saying about, like, you know, there's something going on out there. You know, that Grand Moff from season 1 and season 2, he's been taken. Who took him? Who would want him? You know, the essentially the execution of the scientist in that episode that took place on Coruscant by the former Imperial. Why was he taken out? Well, what was he working on? Cloning technology. Okay. Like, all these pieces are starting to come together as to, like, okay, well, now all of a sudden, you watch the Ahsoka trailer, who the fuck are these people? Well, one of them, my guess is going to be, was a clone built from Luke Skywalker's hand.
Oh, wow.
I think the silver-haired girl, I'm willing to bet she is going to be the clone of Skywalker.
Okay.
And the other is going to be a clone of an insane Jedi. Like, and that's who Thrawn is using. And like the only people left, like, you give me Ahsoka, I've got Sabine Wren, I've got Hera. You give a live action Chopper, fantastic. You're gonna give me Ezra. You give me a live action Thrawn. The only thing you need to do now to complete this, for me, from a live action standpoint, is give me a live action version of Talon Karrde and a live action version of Mara Jade, who both appear in the Thrawn books.
Okay. That's
their introduction. You give me that, I am a happy man. But I mean, like, just the fact that you think you can tackle, like, if all of this has really been meant to lead up to, like, the Thrawn trilogy.
Yeah.
Heir to the Empire. Like, just uttering those words, I was just like, I dropped my phone. I was just like, I can't believe she said that. Like, this whole thing, like, I was just, if this is what we're leading to, and, I mean, I wouldn't put it past Filoni to make some of that canon. I mean, you can't tell that story verbatim, because that story involves the original the original characters.
Right.
You know, in that book, Leia's pregnant with twins, which we know she didn't have. She only had the one kid. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in that book that it's just not going to translate. But at the same time, there's a lot in that book that you could use, and it looks like it's being used, starting with the Ahsoka series, to set all of this into motion.
Yeah.
If I'm right, oh, like, I'll be the happiest Star Wars fan in the world.
Good stuff.
Oh.
What the 3 movies you were saying again?
Well, one is about Jedi Prime. The very first Jedi, the founding of the Jedi Order, 25,000 years before our movies even take place.
Okay.
And the other one is 15 years after the Rise of Skywalker with Rey.
Okay. 15 years after.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm intrigued to see where both of those movies go. And especially, like if you got Mangold, like the guy who gave us Logan, directing a Star Wars movie, yeah, you have my interest.
Yeah.
You know, Logan's just the best X-Men movie ever made.
Agreed.
You know, like hands down. But, I mean, the other side, like I said, is like Dave Filoni, like, pulling it all together. Like, everything. Like, every string he has been connecting since he started with Clone Wars with George Lucas. Like, every string coming together. And is it one movie, or is it going to be a trilogy of movies? Like, I mean, that's the question. And, like, are we talking about 3 trilogies then? Like, they just announced one movie for each. They just saying, like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, man. Like, all of a sudden, like, in one day, in one Friday, Star Wars went from being, okay, to also, it is alive and well.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for the future. Like, we just talked a few weeks ago, like, what is going on with Star Wars? Mm-hmm. Like, why isn't there a movie? This is, like, TV shows are great, but this is a movie-based franchise. Here we go.
But then you put this last Mandalorian episode out.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Well, no. Like, here's the thing with that, though. In 2 1/2, 2 1/3 seasons, if you throw what happened in the Book of Boba Fett, that's your first real clunker. Like, all honesty, it's your first real clunker.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Boba Fett wasn't that great.
It wasn't, no. But, like, there were the episodes with the man, like...
But there was a lot of... I mean, that was also Filoni doing a lot of tie-ins there, too. With the Book of Boba Fett.
With the Book of Boba Fett, yeah.
This stuff that you're talking about.
Right.
Now.
Like the Boba Fett stuff was like just okay, but like the Mando stuff is what was like the episode with Luke Skywalker, like the whole thing with like Mando like finding the armor and Paz Vizsla and the fight and being expelled from the Mandalorian Order.
Yeah.
Like that was all very interesting. Like, and the Luke Skywalker episode was very interesting. Like, even like, I mean, you know, the stuff with Cad Bane and everything, like, it was all right. Like, I mean, it wasn't, no, like, you're right. The Book of Boba Fett wasn't phenomenal. But it was good enough, and the Mando stuff was very good.
In Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, even like at the end of it, like when, you know, Boba's asking, like, you really believe in all that stuff? And he's like, yeah, this is the way. He's like, well, I'm glad you think that way. Yeah. Yeah. But
I just stole the armor.
yeah. Yeah. But like the other side of that though is like, I mean, you look at like everything else. Like everything else in this season of The Mandalorian has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Like even the episode that took place on Coruscant was really, really good.
Yes. This was just drop jaw.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
horrible.
just bad. Like I can't defend it, especially in the brightness that is Picard. You know, like like how good that show is. Like you texted me, you're like, yeah, Picard was amazing. Yeah, Mando is horrible. So like I'm watching them and I'm like, I watched that first because I wanted to finish with the brightness of Picard.
Oh, you watched Mando first?
Yeah, I'm like, I think it's out of the way.
Mando.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended with Mandalorian. I'm like, what a downer on my night.
Yeah. Yeah, with Ted Lasso in the middle. But yeah, so like I mean it's, and like I said, like like even with with that Mandalorian episode, there was redeemable stuff in it. The stuff with the actual Mandalorians was very interesting.
Yeah, if they would just stay on target.
Yeah. Unintended.
Yeah, right.
You know. But yeah, so like I mean,
anything that has to do with the main story is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's when they stray from that, it starts getting a little weird. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, like, unfortunately, the Jack Black Lizzo stuff was just, I mean, it was just bad. I felt bad. Like I said, like, Lizzo, not a good actress. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I'm, like, and I think it's great. Like, I mean, fantastic you got to be in a Star Trek show or a Star Wars show.
Yeah. Careful now.
Yeah. I mean, Star Trek has had some cameos. Like, they had that one at the end of the last season. Like the what is it? She's a senator or something from Georgia. She was like played the president of the Federation.
I don't know.
Yeah, like she was like, you know, very wooden in her delivery. You know, like these people just shouldn't be actors. Like Lizzo, I'm sorry. Like, you know, I'm sure you make wonderful music. I don't know any of it, but you know, you weren't good
At all.
You know, Jack Black, I'm sorry, you weren't good.
He was horrible.
He was, and you know, so I mean, like it was a bad episode. That portion of it was bad.
Yeah.
You know, but everything else that bookended it, fantastic.
Yeah. You're right. God, was it horrendous.
Yeah. So I'm intrigued to see like what's next though. Like I'm still there. Like so now Bo-Katan has a Darksaber. She's claimed her rightful place as the leader of the Mandalorians.
Right.
You know. Like I'm intrigued to see where it goes.
Yeah.
Like that story is interesting to me.
Yeah.
Only because I'm so invested in the Mandalorians going all the way back to the Clone Wars cartoon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that story, especially her, like I'm so invested in. Like I want to see how this concludes.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, it's exciting that Star Wars is saying, "Hey, we're going to do something."
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's fantastic.
What happened to Ryan Johnson? He's out. Huh?
I'm guessing so. Yeah.
They're like, yeah, see ya.
Well, I mean, it's like this weird, like,
You and your red sand, get the fuck out.
but it's like very odd. Like, I mean, like, just like how everything kind of played out with all of that. Like, and I wonder again, like, how much of this is Filoni and Favreau. Like, this is a reorganization. This is what we're gonna do. And like, I mean, we're talking about 3 very distinct periods in Star Wars history now. Like 25,000 years before our movie. I'm intrigued to see how you reinterpret the Star Wars universe for that time period now.
Yeah.
Like, how does it look?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, because I mean, that was like the interesting thing about like the prequels was like everything looked kind of shiny and new.
Yeah, yeah.
Where in the original trilogy, everything looked used and beat up. And even in the sequel trilogy, it went back to like that used and beat up look. But like here, it was like all shiny and new. What's it going to be like? What's the technology even going to look like?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's some interesting things that kind of like ponder when it comes like, you know, there's like light hyperdrive exists. How are you getting around? What do the ships look like? Like, you know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of interesting things like to consider when you're going back that far in time.
Yoda's still the same age.
Yeah, yeah. Little fuck.
I'm on my 6th snake right now.
Yeah. But the other side of that is I'm also interested to see, like, you know, okay,
Why did they put a snake around his neck?
he's in the swamp.
I know, but still.
Yeah, he's.
Why?
I don't know.
I never even saw him near a snake. Once.
No.
Anyway, go.
Yeah. I think there was one in the hut. I think at one point, like, Luke grabs one and like throws it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But the other side of that too is like I'm interested to see like what happens with like Rey.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like this is our new character. This is our new hero. Like, so what is she doing? Like 15 years later, that's a nice jump.
Yeah.
What's taking place? Like, what happened? Like, what happened to the Republic?
Yeah, what happened, period?
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
So who's rising up to stop her? Like, has somebody gone Sith? Like, I mean, there's a lot of interesting questions.
Yeah, has someone gone Sith or
Yeah.
There are a lot of questions with that.
Yeah. I agree.
Any Jedi out there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Luke's Force Ghost?
Yeah, will we get some Luke Force Ghost? Well, maybe we get some Kenobi Force Ghost. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I want to see more of.
Kenobi Force Ghost?
Kenobi, period.
Kenobi, period. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Don't get me
Come on, son.
you know. You give me more Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm all in.
And that was a good series.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if you just want to give me like, I'll watch Obi-Wan Kenobi doing chores on Tatooine. Like 8 episodes of like just like, you know.
Like some kind of porno video.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Obi-Wan's bending over. He's
Yeah.
fucking sweeping it up.
Yeah.
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 It's funny.
Peeping in on Luke.
Yeah.
You know.
Peeping,
you know.
Put that sock away.
Tell me, Lars, how's the boy? You know.
No, I'll take...
Yeah.
I mean... You have such a property in Ewan McGregor. Why would you use that guy more?
I think it's tough to do because of the character. Like, how much more can he actually... Like, that's the real problem.
I think there's more stories to tell with Kenobi.
There could be. You're right. Like, I don't know. Like, it's
do you think he spends the next 40 years on Tatooine in that fucking hut?
Yeah.
I don't. You
I hope
throw
not.
in a tail here and there.
I would love to see it. But but you have to find a way. Like, that was the interesting thing. Like, you have to find what's that trigger that's going to cause him to leave Luke. Because that's... Like, it took Leia. Like, you know... Like, my whole thing was always, like, you know, maybe he has a child with Duchess Satine that he doesn't know about, and this is, you know, that was always my thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because clearly there was some pipe being laid there. You know what
Jesus.
I mean? I know it was a cartoon, but there was some pipe being laid there.
Yeah.
But it's like my thing was always like you have to have like it's going to take something like extremely personal to pull him out of that desert.
So do you think Kenobi's coming back?
I don't know.
Characters have been introduced.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's that odd thing of, like, I don't know, like, what can one do to bring him... Like I said, the major thing is what has to take place that's going to pull him away from protecting Luke from a distance.
Sure.
And I don't know what... That you can't do it with Leia again. Like, she can't always be the one in peril.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't know what you do...
Maybe I'm just confused on timelines. There's so many different timelines that I'm kind of getting foggy.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right.
Like,
well, I mean, you figure like okay, the Obi-Wan series had to have taken place 8 years before A New Hope.
right.
Because they're about 10,
Yeah.
and they're both 18
Yeah.
when A New Hope takes place.
Yeah.
So you're talking 8 years to play with. But what can you have take place that's so vital that
Where's Mando take place?
5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi?
So Obi would have been too old at that time. But not for Thrawn. Well, he's already dead.
Yeah.
Who knows? Just fucking make another Obi-Wan series.
I mean, I would pay good money to see Force Ghost Luke talking with Force Ghost Ewan McGregor.
Qui-Gon.
Yeah, Force Ghost Qui-Gon, right? That would be tremendous. Qui-Gon being like, let me tell you how I roll as a Jedi.
Talk about your wasted characters.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Yeah, this guy is a Jedi. Completely wasted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
Like, he was a good Jedi, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he played a great Jedi.
right.
And you just completely wasted this character.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't. It's too much.
So,
In Filoni, we trust.
in Filoni, we trust. So, I think we're going to wrap it up there.
All right.
All right. Anything you'd like to add to the proceedings there, sir?
No, I'm good, son.
Well, remember, there are a number of different ways you can reach out and touch us.
Hey.
You can send us an email like Thad does each and every week, but we don't read. That email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd. We're very, very easy to find. And we are also on a number of podcasting networks. You can find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the Weeby Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Just give them a Google search and you'll find all the other great podcasts they have to offer. And as always, we want to thank you, dear listener, for checking us out each and every week. Be a friend, tell a friend that you enjoy our hijinks and or shenanigans, and hopefully they will too.
Yeah.
And so on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
Peace.